Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of StarSound Speaks. This is your host, Irlianna Samsara, StarSound Astrology. StarSound Astrology. Okay. This is episode 109. So, as we know, we have just finished the solar eclipse, coming out of this amazing eclipse season. What was one of the most, probably maybe the loveliest piece of news was that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's daughter was born, the long-awaited daughter, the second child and this little princess, so to speak, even though she's not got an official title. She was just born last week, Lilibet Diana, as we all know. And of course, what did I do? I immediately had to contact our favorite guest astrologer, Smiljana Gavrančić, who joins us today. We're so grateful you're back. I think this is the 5th time you're with, I keep counting them. And every time we have her on, of course, we're just so grateful for all the lovely messages that we get from you guys, and fascinating, always this great education about where the intertwining of people's destinies and how they're represented through generations in the chart. So we're going to be exploring that today with Smiljana. But for those of you who have not, who just new to the channel, and I know there's been a lot new people lately, just to go back on my page and just look at the other things that she's done. She did the correctly predicted Trump's loss and Biden's victory in the fall election. She correctly predicted Trump winning the 2016 election, and also the very critical Georgia runoff election. Got both of them, Warnock and Ossoff. And then when Harry and Meghan were on the Oprah interview, that bombshell interview, as it is known, she was on that. Wonderful insights. So go ahead and take a look at that. The royal family, who doesn't love listening and hearing about that? It's quite fascinating, but it's really fascinating to see it through the lens of astrology. And I think we really divine a lot of truths this way that are not normally available to us really any other way, certainly not in the history books. So we're very grateful to have Smiljana back. And let me just give you a little brief, who is Smiljana? Like, why is she so amazing? Well, she's got serious cred, right? She thought she was going to be a lawyer, but she ended up becoming an astrologer. So, I don't know anybody in my life that can lay claim to that. There are and maybe more people to come, but that will make these outrageously amazing changes in life. But she did get, she does really incredible research, and you're going to see. But let me just give you a little background, and then we'll say, take it away, Smiljana. So Smiljana, she's from Serbia, and she studied international law and law of international organizations at the University of Belgrade. She is then, in her last year of law school, right, as fate would have it, she dedicated her life to astrology. Here's some of the, she graduated at the Institute for Astrological Research and Education, Johannes Kepler in Belgrade, where she graduated with a thesis. Her thesis was in mundane astrology, which is the astrology of nations. And she was a graduated astrologer researcher, then an astrologer consultant, and then an international certified professional astrologer, ISAR CAP, International Society of Astrological Research, one of the best bunch of alphabet letters you could have after your name. But anyway, so many branches that she has studied and is masterful in is mundane astrology, archetypal astrology, degree astrology, astrology of relations, and karmic astrology. So this is the girl you want to talk to when it comes to deep research and astrology and destiny and all those amazing juicy interconnections. She'll explain everything. So, all right, thank you so much, Smiljana. Take it away. Tell us, what did you find about Lilibet Diana?
Thank you, Irlianna, for your invitation. You are really Leo, my Aquarius. My Aquarius.
Mars is in Leo at 0 degrees today. Oh, right.
My Aquarius is not so much, euphoria, but with you, I'm getting the opposite.
Right.
Which we all need. You need me, and I need Leo, you need Aquarius for some balance. So we are together. We are somehow.
Right.
Okay. This topic is really interesting, like every topic for me, because I adore to do researching. And thank you to all people who did write to us for all this time and saying how they love our podcast. And I'm trying to be really understandable to everyone, but you must please all my listener understand me that I am researcher, and I have to give you all that this information which I'm going to give you, and then I'm going to explain on some simpler way, but I can't be much more simpler, because I suppose that all who are listening to us are having a little bit, at least a little bit, astrological education, which doesn't mean that you are going into school for astrology, but people for me the base is that where is the exaltation of some planets, where is the fall, because this is the like alphabet in astrology. So if you don't know, please learn from internet or somewhere for time ahead if you want to understand everything. Okay, this topic now is going to include a little bit mythology, more than before, because I don't know, do you know, but every name we get as our name, also surname also, is always our destiny. What does it mean? It means that through name we are waking up some mythology through us. And that her name, Lilibet Diana, is not came, without reason. There is a deep reason why she got Diana as her second name. Of course, we know that her father can't forget easy the way how his mother died, and we are all familiar with his loss and his love for his mother. But even Princess Charlotte got Diana within her name. She's Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. So you can see that she got also grandmother's name and grandmother's name, but in the chart of Charlotte, it's not so emphasized how it is emphasized in the Lilibet chart. Also, Lilibet is people I suppose know that it is the nickname of her of Queen, of the great grandmother, Queen Elizabeth. Why I'm talking about all this? I'm making some introduction because Diana was the goddess of the moon. So we have several archetypes of the moon, and if you want to follow evolution of the goddess of moon, first we can find in Greek mythology Selena, and in Roman mythology she was Luna, and then she evolved into Artemis in Greek mythology, and into Diana. Luna was replaced with Diana in Roman mythology. So it is the same, but with difference, because if you want to compare Roman mythology with Greek mythology is much more subconsciously, it's much more, without thinking, which is typical for East, because people from East are going much more through the moon. And Roman mythology is much more linked with the West and with conscience, with our minds. So that Diana in Roman mythology, she is the protector of animals. She is the protector of slaves. She is the protector of people who are from lower classes, and she's helping them.
Yes.
Also, of course, she's hunter.
Her life.
Yes, the goddess of animals, protects animals. But Artemis, on the other side, she's much more rough. She's much more hard. she is going, you know, to fight. She's going to protect, to be hunter. You know, Diana is much more soft. You know,
okay, right. The
when
Artemis is kind of like a wild, a wild card, like a.
Yes, Artemis, like I said, Artemis is much more rural. She's going into desert. She's going into wood. Diana is not going. Diana is much more, you know, I will protect animals. I will go to protect some rare animals in Africa, you know, or somewhere in some country. I will go to protect some kids who are not having enough food, you know, but I will not go to be a real hunter, you know, like Artemis. So
Right.
I wanted to show the main difference between Roman and Greek mythology regarding the same goddess.
Thank you.
In Greece. So also people should know that there is one story, very important story regarding Diana or Artemis. Artemis had a twin brother, Apollo, which is the god of the sun. And typically in astrology, you can see that someone is having Apollo archetype if you find the moon or the sun placement or some other personal planet placement at 3 degrees of Taurus, which is the moon exaltation degree. Why? Because Apollo is the god of the sun. He has golden chariot. He has, in normal life, this is usually the person is driving very big car.
Right.
Have golden palace, something like that, you know. I had even one article on that topic. I was writing about the famous producer from Beverly Hills, Aaron Spelling, who was very rich, and he has the sun at 3 degrees of Taurus, by the way.
Okay, and Aaron Spelling, right? He had a 26-room mansion. It was like the biggest it was like in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest house in America or something. It's interesting that.
It's very, very big, very wealthy person. You know, that's why Apollo, you know, is that, and his twin sister is Artemis. And what is happening? It's happening that Apollo is falling in love immortal woman Coronis. Coronis, yes.
That's wild.
Coronis is this pandemic, right? You can mix all that. And this Lilibet is coming into this world, you know, in the moment when pandemic is almost finishing its journey, but not yet. But at the end, I'm going to share with people what does it mean for the world, because she was not coming without reason, with all this name and with all this myth. And okay, Apollo is falling in love in Coronis, which was mortal woman, and Coronis is staying pregnant, but she is continuing to go around and to cheat him with other mortal men.
Oh, that Coronis.
So I am joking with my friends and usually say how that Coronis is some kind of whore, and look how Coronis is some prostitute or something like that. Okay, anyway, it's not moral woman, right? It's something, she has some problem with Jupiter mostly. And Artemis is finding out that her future sister-in-law is going around and cheating his twin brother. And of course, Artemis is making decision to kill Coronis. So the most important thing that is that when people ask me who is going to stop this pandemic, I used to say Artemis, the woman energy, some energy of Artemis within someone is going to show up and to make the beginning of the end of this pandemic. And it's interesting, when I wrote that article in Serbian last year, I even put that there is homeopathy remedy, Artemis. And later someone came.
There's a homeopathic remedy called Artemis. That's
which
wild.
Could be probably which could be somehow the part of therapy against COVID. And then some lady came and put comments on my text on Facebook how homeopathy society in Germany, they used to suggest also that remedy for healing in this COVID pandemic. So it's really, really
Wow.
interesting.
Fascinating.
And but when Artemis is killing Coronis, Apollo is coming and he begs his sister to save that baby. And they took a baby from Coronis' womb, and that baby was later the first doctor in mythology, you know, and it was the god of medicine, Asclepius, right?
Asclepius. Oh, okay. That I didn't know that. So
And
they
you
took
know,
the baby from Coronis's womb, and that baby became Asclepius the first. Wow.
you know, you see how it's we are getting from woman who is a poison woman who spreads that pandemic all over the world. Her child is the first doctor, the first healer, and when he was a healer, there was not death on this planet. All would be alive and healthy, and even he used to bring from dead people into lives again. But
Wow.
of course, then it was not also good because the balance was ruined, you know, and the god of the dead was complaining to Zeus, the main god, and he told him, you know, this is not going to work anymore on this way. We must allow people to die also, you know.
Right.
Because it's a balance, it's all about balance. And it's interesting that all his kids, Asclepius' kids, they were all from medicine field.
Wow.
One of them was the goddess Hygiena, which is the prevention in medicine, you know.
Wow. This is giving me a lot to talk about. It's just fascinating. This rabbit hole.
I would not mention all this if I didn't discover what I discovered, which I'm going now to share with people. So Lilibet name is Lilibet. I will now use some words which I don't use in public usually, but Lilibet is a little bit, you know, to make some bridge to the queen after all this mess they made. Meghan and Harry, yes, they made a lot of mess with their statements, right? As we said before, that in May they're going to say a lot, but because Lilibet is the nickname, and late Prince Philip used to call Queen Lilibet, right? But here, regarding her name, the most important is Diana. Why? Because she has very strong synastry with her late grandmother, Princess Diana. For example, Lilibet got rising degree at very close with Regulus fixed star, 29 of Leo, and Regulus is right now at 0 Leo,
Right.
which
that's always the indicator of royalty.
Exactly, and which literally brings Lilibet Diana in connection with royals, with people of power in
Right.
some way. But her strong relationship with Princess of Wales, Diana, is truth notes. Diana's lunar notes were going over 28 of Leo, 28 of Aquarius, which is rising degree of Lilibet Diana, which is her axes 1 and 7. 1 and 7 and 4 and 10 are angular houses. Yes, and when they are in the air, it's something really big. We have strong connections than with some other person. That is the first connection. The second connection is Lilibet Diana has MC at Algol fixed star. So again, one important fixed star for Windsor family. They all have Algol. If you remember, William has Venus at Algol.
Diana too.
Diana had Venus at Algol.
What do you suppose that, what would you see that meaning for like Lilibet or any of the royal family? Would they have that conjunction with Algol, which is, for anybody who's not familiar with Algol, it's considered like one of the most, like, I don't know, say evil stars or demonic or very, very, very heavy, intense. But I'm just curious to what you think that might mean.
generally that fixed stars is bringing always blood and losing the head literally, losing life literally, or losing the titles and positions. As you can see, Princess Diana was killed because that Venus was the top of her T-square with Mars, Pluto, Uranus on one side, and her moon in Aquarius on other side, and all was in square with her nodes. If we are observing that Venus in the chart of Prince William, we can see through his mother that. And if we are observing that Algol in Harry's chart, because he has moon very close to Algol, moon is mother, so we can say that his mother was not happy within royals. He was blocked with energy. He was maybe sick, you know. When you see Algol, you can find woman who is not having sex with her husband. There is a blocked sexual energy. She's unhappy. There is other woman probably, and there are problems with thyroid also, you know, because it's all about, Algol is all about our neck, and you know, she's showing into public that all is perfect, that they are all okay, but the truth is that behind four walls, when they are alone, she was not happy. As you can see, a lot of people within royals step down. For example, Edward King in past 8, then Prince Andrew, you know, it's something like, you know, the cut must be off. The head must be cut off.
Heads will roll, as they say in the West. Yeah,
yes.
Edward VIII, right? He lost his title and he gave up the monarchy. Yeah.
But on the other way, I used to see Algol as prominent fixed stars in the chart of people who are lawyers or who are doing something with justice. And you know, I suspect that this Lilibet Diana is going to, because her MC is at Algol, the ruler of her rising degree sun is in 10th house in Gemini, very close with Mercury retrograde, which is also ruler of her Virgo in 1st house, because her 1st house is much more in Virgo. So she has strong 10th house, Gemini, you know, and that Algol, Gemini is going to talk a lot, especially because that Mercury is retrograde and combust by the sun. I suspect that she's at the beginning, when she's young, she's not going to be quiet. And she should be quiet because, you know, that Mercury is retrograde, combust by sun. She will not see clearly, especially because of square with Neptune. So I have an image of her, how she's fighting for some better world, like her mother. Because, you know, with that square with Neptune, I'm going into illusions, how I can make something, you know. I don't see her as actor, because, you know, she doesn't have Leo too much, only that rising degree, but, you know, Gemini is not acting. Gemini is something much more mental job, you know, something talkative. Maybe she's going to be or journalist or maybe some speaker, but square with Neptune, you know, she's going to rush into to spend a lot of words for nothing. Until she does not stop and start to change herself, because the life is going to make her a lot to change herself if she wants to survive on some way, because she has very prominent moon in 8th house, which is not easy. Moon is at 12 degrees of Aries in 8th house, together with Chiron, which is always some wounding, and very close with fixed star from constellation Andromeda. Andromeda is always chained princess.
The chained princess, right? Ay, ay, ay. So she's got her moon in the 8th house, which is not an easy place.
Exactly. And also it represents her mother, how her mother is somehow chained princess. And that moon, I don't like that moon is applying into square with Mars in False, in Cancer, and with Pluto. This means that this is not going to be easy for her. I don't want to predict her anything bad, but this could be even some physical wounding, after which she should be healed and start to heal other women or people generally. But she has that potential to save women who are somehow trapped, blocked by their own families, because with Andromeda we always have the main root, the main problem is in our family, because our mother was too much talkative and our mother ruined my life with advices. So who could bring Lilibet Diana into a dangerous position? It could be Meghan Markle with her advices. Because if you know myth of Andromeda and her mother Cassiopeia and her father Caphe, the king Caphe, we know that Cassiopeia said, there is no much more beautiful woman on this world than me and my daughter. Of course, all goddess, Hera, Aphrodite, and all the rest were shocked. And then Zeus sent the great disaster to kingdom, you know, and then the big shark had to eat a naked Andromeda, you know. But then Perseus comes, and Perseus comes because he killed Gorgona Medusa, and Gorgona Medusa is all about Algol. So it's the same woman, you know. Gorgona Medusa and Andromeda are the same woman. The only difference is that Andromeda is going to be free, you know, after Perseus came. So I see that she's going maybe to fight for justice.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling.
Yes, for people who are somehow in problems, in obstacles, chained, with wounds. But before she starts to do that, she's going to have her own wounding, you know, and that wounding could come from if she listens advices of her mother, because it's all about myth. It doesn't mean that Meghan Markle is not going to love her daughter. Of course, she's going to love her kids, but it's something, you know, you can't just control that, you know, when you are a mother and when you have that strong myth like Lilibet has. That moon I take as very important. Why? Because if you take name Diana and check truth numerology, every letter, each letter is one number. We get that Diana is 20, and 2 and 0 is 2, which means that Lilibet Diana lives truth number 2, and number 2 is the moon.
The moon, yeah.
The moon. So it's all about the moon. And then I checked where is asteroid Diana in the chart of Lilibet Diana. First, I checked, is there Diana asteroid at all? You know, does it exist at all? Of course, it exists. Yeah. It exists. It was listed as 78 asteroid, and it was discovered on 15th of March, 1863. And you won't believe it, but I believe, because everything is written in the stars. Diana was discovered at the same degree where Meghan Markle has her moon, at 3 degrees of Libra, and Meghan Markle has moon Saturn conjunction around 2-4 degrees of Libra. So that explains why Meghan is so obsessed subconsciously with Diana, right? Yes. And at the same time, I checked why Prince Harry is much more obsessed with his mother than William. They're both, of course, still sad, and they will always be sad for their mother. It's normally, but in Prince Harry's chart, you can find his Diana asteroid at 12 degrees of Aries, where is his daughter Lilibet Diana getting the moon.
Yeah.
So I think that through Lilibet Diana, Prince Harry is going to wake up his mother even more, you know, and to try to heal all that. You know, it's all was settled by the God, by the universe. I think that they couldn't make it because they just wanted. It's just like Prince Harry is carrying much more deeper that story on his mother than William.
You know what I think, can I just say, it's like, you know, we always heard that they wanted to carry on their mother's work because of her untimely death. And you see them doing this work, charitable work. And now the children, Charlotte, Diana, and, Lilibet Diana, and then now through Prince Harry having a stronger connection. But there it is, like, and I do, yeah, I see that she could easily be an activist, maybe for battered women or something like that. I'm thinking of that,
Yes.
So
I think that's
see that
something,
work carries on,
I'm going
through
to
the
say
generation.
women raped. I think I don't want to say that she could be raped, we don't know, but it's a really hard aspect. I learned that, even I have hard aspects in my chart. It doesn't mean I went through that, but I attract women who went through that,
Right.
and I'm here to heal them, because truth moon are living all women through my genetic. When some client come to me, woman, I have moon in 8 also, it's square with Pluto, but my moon is in Cancer, so somehow, in the midfield, I'm somehow getting easier moon than she. But truth clients, we get women and clients who had some pain. For example, I remember that my grandmother had miscarriages, and my great grandmother has miscarriages. I used to listen that stories, a lot of miscarriages. So it is all through my moon in 8 square Pluto. That's what I see through Lilibet's chart and her moon, that she picked all that women, female side, through her genetic, who went through some disaster, killing maybe, if we take the fact that she has that black side also through the genetic, maybe those were some slaves.
Right, all right, because she's one little piece of her is because Meghan's biracial. Yeah.
Especially because the name Diana and the goddess Diana is the one who protects slave. She protects slave,
Wow.
and she's the one who is going to put her hand over them to hug them.
Comfort.
She's not going to be a hunter as Artemis in Greek mythology. So she's a much more sophisticated,
softer.
Softer. And that's why, I think that Lilibet is not important name here. Lilibet is just, to make some bridge to the queen after mass. Diana is much more, it's much more important here. And her asteroid Diana of Lilibet is in her chart is at 18 degrees of Capricorn. Please, people, remember well this degree. 18
degrees of Capricorn.
Why? Now recall the beginning of this podcast when I told you about Coronis. Coronis is going to be killed by Artemis, which is Diana. And if we check the chart for discovering of Coronis asteroid, we can find that Coronis was discovered at 18 degrees of Cancer, which is opposite of Lilibet Diana asteroid.
Wow.
Which gives me permission to say that I think that this kid came up in this world between 2 eclipses, very important for global health.
Yes.
For global health. She came to say, people, this is going to be end soon. My coming into this world is the beginning of the end, because my spirit even is enough to finish it. She's not going literally to go to kill Coronis, but her spirit is enough to like she's a messenger, some kind of messenger for pandemic. And that UK chart, they have moon at 19 degrees of Cancer, which is very close with 18 of Cancer and opposite of 19 of Capricorn.
Right.
So this is really, really big, and it's really big that Lilibet Diana, even there is no chance she's going to be the future queen, but you won't believe it that UK in its chart has Diana's asteroid placement at the same place where is Lilibet's Diana at 18 of Capricorn. Which means that every woman within royals with the name Diana is going to be very, very important for UK royal family and generally for UK, because they have that strong myth within themselves, and it's really, really big, and even I say that she does not have now chance to be something, but I wonder her lunar nodes axis is going over 10 Gemini, 10 Sagittarius. In our last topic, when you and I spoke on royals, I said that Queen Elizabeth became a queen with her progressed sun at 10 degrees of Gemini, and how this year, all this year, Prince William is having his MCIC progression in progressions over the same axis where is Lilibet lunar node, plus his progressed moon during June and July is at 10 degrees of Sagittarius. So I wonder what is going to do this kid. Not literally, she will not be queen or next royal, but why she is so important and what she is going to do to royal family and generally to royals in 2036. But it is already starting in 2033, 2034. Why? Because in 2033 solar return chart, she is having already progressed Venus, which is ruler of her MC. So Venus is very important. She's having that Venus at 18, 19 of Cancer, conjunction the moon of UK. In that solar return chart, lunar nodes are going over 19 Libra, 19 Aries, which is squaring that and squaring her natal Diana and Diana of UK. And at the same time, her MC is moving in progressions and coming at her north node 10 degrees of Gemini. Which is really important. And then one my colleague from UK, Robin Gray, recently, she's astrologer, she wrote how royals are going to finish all this, and they will done in 2036, and how William is going to be the last king.
That's 15 years from now. So
yes,
Lili Diana would be about 15.
Yes, she's going to be about 15, but her 15s are very important for royals. Through her chart, we can see very, very big. But before that, I want to say that already now, on 9th of July, which is the first new moon after eclipse season, that new moon in July is going to be at 18 of Cancer.
Wow.
So already I would say that something we could see in the air between lines, but the main event is coming on January 8, 2022. Why? Because as you know, we have retrograde Venus, Sun lower conjunction at 18 degrees of Capricorn, where baby Lilibet has her Diana. There is Diana of UK, and at the same time, transit Mars, which is the natal ruler of baby Lilibet moon in Aries. That Mars in transit will be at 18 of Sagittarius, wow, which is rising degree of Princess Diana. So what I expect when you see retro Venus and Sun together, there is going to be some award, some honor. I think that maybe Queen Elizabeth is going to somehow honor her grandchild, Lilibet Diana, because it's a time of gifting. It's a time around New Year, after Christmas in UK and in the Western world. And I really expect that maybe she will get some rings from her late grandmother, or something from gold, or some diamonds, or something like that. Venus, why? Right. Because in literally world truth relationships, when we see retro Venus Sun conjunction, it's typical a man is giving a ring to women or some jewelry or something like that.
Sure.
So that's why I expect, because that degree is very important for global world regarding pandemic, because in that chart when Coronis was discovered at the same place where is Lilibet Diana, we had Mercury out of bounds, which means that then we are going to find out real numbers regarding COVID, you know, something will explode, and also we can expect that we are going to hear a real number of dead people, because with retro Venus you always get some death. Venus is going into underworld, but on the case of Lilibet, I expect she's going to get some honor, some gift from Queen, because it's just opposite the moon of UK in 10th house, and the moon is of course Queen Elizabeth. And
so that'll be around January 8th of next year.
It's interesting, it's Orthodox, it's my Christmas, by the way, because I'm Orthodox, from Orthodox world.
All right, Italy. January 6th is the
6th and 7th, yes, we 6th and 7th, it's our here Christmas. But I wrote down, let me tell you, it's important. I said, I checked that 8th of January, you won't believe it, but at the same time, Lilibet has her lunar return day. At the same day, she's going to have a lunar return day. And at that day, her secondary moon is already at 19 of Aries, squaring her Diana's asteroid and squaring the moon from UK. And her tertiary moon, which is always moving 1 degree for 2 days, is crossing over 18 of Cancer.
That's amazing that you did all that research and you found that.
That's why I stick on that day, on 8th of January. And of course, her secondary progressed moon, her secondary progressed rising degree is coming at 0 Virgo. So the change is coming, Regulus now.
Yeah,
0 Virgo.
That's pretty cool.
I think this baby is going to be, you know, to get something from Queen. Something important, maybe some from her late grandmother Diana. Some gift is coming to this.
Yeah,
baby.
That's beautiful.
It's really beautiful. And regarding her connection with her late grandmother Diana, I just checked that her draconic rising degree 1 and 7 is the same like Diana's rising 1 axis and 7, but vice versa, which is also a really big sign that, you know, that Lilibet Diana is going to wake up the spirit of late Princess Diana. And in the chart of Charlotta, Princess Charlotta, even she is also Elizabeth Diana Charlotta, we can't see that. We just find her Diana is at 18 degrees of Gemini, which is okay, but which is not, you know, which is not linked with the chart of UK. And if you check the chart of Princess Diana, I checked her Diana. Her Diana asteroid was at 15 of Scorpio, which means that the ruler of her Diana was Mars and Pluto. And you can find her Mars at 1 degrees of Virgo, very close with Lilibet Diana.
Right, Lilibet.
Yes.
Wow. Good work. Wow, that is something else. I love it. So in summary, you would say perhaps that this kid is definitely got a microphone. You know, that Mercury and the Sun in the angular house. She's got a big microphone. In Gemini, right?
She is going to be very
a chatterbox with a microphone. Now that's something.
So, and very, very typical for United States, all that speeches, you know, movements, people, women, rights. And I think that she is going to be based in America. Why? Because the ruler of her first house, both Mercury and Sun, are in very close with the stars from Orion constellation. And when you see Orion in someone's chart, that person must be linked with United States. So she's typical. She is going to be a typical American, you know,
because of the Orion constellation being so prominent.
Yes,
those
it's very
degrees of
prominent.
Gemini.
You know, I don't see that she's going to be linked with UK since I'm living in UK. And I don't think that she's going to be even some figure with crown on her head.
Right.
But she's going to do something important. She will not be forgotten from royals. She's going to get something big in a time ahead. But the first time, I wonder, let's hope we stay all healthy and alive next January, and we meet regarding this topic again when after she gets some award from her grand mother.
They're very
Elizabeth.
fond of giving jewelry that belonged to somebody else.
Yes.
Like,
I
Kate
think
got Diana's ring and all of that, and earrings.
Something like that. Something like that.
That Venus retrograde.
With that guest, they will show her. We honor you. We are aware that you are there, and you are part of us. You are something.
Sure. Yeah.
Wow. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Because all around that day is going over 18, 19 of cardinal signs.
Right.
Which is waking up the moon in the UK chart and all that asteroid Diana in the chart of her. And
that's amazing.
But also, I just want to say that one more person from royals is having that axis of Diana, which is Kate. Even she does not have anything with this, but it's interesting how Kate has moon at 18 of Cancer and sun at 19 of Capricorn. So that's why she got maybe Diana's ring for not wedding, before wedding now.
Engagement ring, right.
Engagement, yes, engagement ring. Because Kate is Leo rising also, and her sun, the ruler of first house, is at 19 degrees of Capricorn, where UK has Diana asteroid chart.
Right. That's amazing.
So, and opposite the moon, 18 of Cancer, where is the moon of UK. So that's why Kate is also getting something, from Diana, but Lilibet is going to get something, or something really important, really important.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that amazing delineation. It's really phenomenal.
I have to share one more thing, because
one more thing. Okay. I don't want your vocal cords to run out. So quick, have that sip of water.
It's really important because asteroid Diana, I said that it was discovered in March 1863 at the place of placement at 3 degrees of Libra, where Meghan has moon and Saturn. But I want to share with our people that axis of lunar nodes in the moment when Diana asteroid was discovered was the same as the axis in the moment when Lilibet Diana was born. It was going over 10 Gemini, 10 Sagittarius, but vice versa, then the south node was at 10 Gemini, whereas today north node, and the north node was at 10 Sagittarius, where is now the south node.
Right.
So it is really powerful. This baby Lilibet Diana is really waking up that myth of Diana from Roman mythology. Please, Roman mythology, because Diana has difference regarding if we compare it with Artemis, which is the same. Which is the same, but Diana is much more, as I told you, she's protector of slaves. And Lilibet Diana is coming from half black, half white family. So this is really important, that the goddess Diana is going to be wake up through this child,
Yeah, she lives through this child.
Yes.
How awesome is that?
I just want, like you told me at the beginning when we talked, that, how Princess Diana was, that journalists were like hunters,
Yes.
That's
Diana was the hunter, the goddess of the moon and the hunt.
Yes, she attracted that part of the myth, when her life could be in danger. which also could happen with Lilibet on some point, because that her moon is very prominent and very not heavy.
Challenged.
Yes,
Yeah.
but let's hope that she will went through every painful event and become much more stronger, because she's going to be healed, and then she's going to heal other women, especially
Oh,
women
right.
who are feeling like they're chained. You know, even if you are a real princess, you are chained because you can't go normally
Sure.
out, and you can't walk out,
Right.
you know, without paparazzo and without all that.
Right.
You know.
Awesome. Good work. Woo! You hit it through the ballpark again, Smiljana, as we say in the, that's it. Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Really great research. Wow. And if anybody has any questions, I'll put your email address in the comment, and please leave a comment below in that little box below. Just let us know what you think of all this, and what your thoughts are on Lilibet Diana and her mission on this planet. And so, yeah, that sounds really, really great. Thank you so much. Appreciate your help and all that wonderful wisdom. So that was episode 109. And wow, yeah, there we go. If you have any questions too, you can contact Smiljana. I'll put the address down below, and or myself, and we are happy to take your questions. Yeah, well, that's all for now. Well, thank you so much, everybody. This has been episode 109 with Smiljana Gavrančić, back again. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest as we finish this eclipse. You know, as we're kind of like gathering up our, like, wow, what just happened in this last month, you know. So I hope that everybody, you know, we can all process, and all the wonderful insights that are popping up for us that came out of this eclipse season, may we all use them really wisely and move forward empowered. So thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time. This is Irlianna Samsara, StarSound Speaks, StarSound Astrology. Thank you all for listening. Namaste.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Bye for now, right.